Israel's first KC-46 tanker completes maiden flight. Israel's first KC-46 tanker aircraft has completed its maiden flight in the United States, the Israeli Ministry of Defense announced. The aircraft, designated Gideon in Hebrew, is the first of 6 KC-46 tankers procured by the IMOD Mission to the U.S. on behalf of the Israel Defense Forces. Boeing's KC-46 Pegasus is a multi-role aerial refueling and strategic transport aircraft built on the 767 commercial airframe capable of refueling multiple aircraft types simultaneously using a combination of a fly-by-wire boom system and hosendroge pods for the Israeli Air Force, which operates across a region where distances between Israel and potential targets can stretch the combat radius of even its most capable strike aircraft. An organic tanker fleet represents a fundamental expansion of operational reach rather than a marginal capability enhancement. According to the Israeli Ministry of Defense announcement, Gideon will be equipped with Israeli systems and adapted to the operational requirements of the Israeli Air Force, enabling it to extend operational range and maintain air superiority across all theaters. The specific Israeli systems going into the aircraft are not detailed in the announcement, but Israeli defense integration on foreign platforms typically includes electronic warfare suites, communication systems, and self-protection measures. Tailored to the threat environments the IF operates in, adapting a U.S.-built tanker to Israeli operational standards before delivery rather than after is a deliberate choice that reduces the time between receipt and operational availability. The KC-46 brings meaningful capability upgrades over the aging Boeing 707-based tankers the Israeli Air Force has operated for decades. The 707 platform, which Israel has modified and sustained through multiple generations, is a Cold War-era airframe that has been pushed about as far as it can go in terms of avionics modernization and systems integration. The KC-46 by contrast is a 21st century design with a modern glass cockpit, advanced refueling boom technology, and the structural capacity to carry both fuel and cargo or passengers simultaneously. For a small air force that needs every platform to be multi-role, that flexibility matters. The procurement of 6 KC-46s fits within what the Israeli Ministry of Defense describes as a wide-scale force buildup program managed on behalf of the IDF. Israel has been accelerating defense procurement across multiple domains since October 2023, with the Air Force in particular focused on expanding both strike capacity and the enabling capabilities that allow strike aircraft to be employed at greater range and higher tempo. A tanker fleet of 6 aircraft is not enormous by the standards of large air forces, but for the IF's operational scale and the distances relevant to its mission set, it represents a substantial increase in the service's ability to sustain operations far from Israeli airspace. The naming of the aircraft as Gideon carries deliberate resonance. Gideon is a biblical military leader associated in the Hebrew tradition with defeating a vastly larger enemy force through unconventional tactics and strategic surprise. A figure whose name the IF has invoked for a new platform designed to project power beyond Israel's borders. Israeli military naming conventions are rarely accidental, and applying a name associated with long-range offensive operations to a tanker aircraft that extends strike range communicates something about how the IF conceptualizes this capability within its broader force structure. The KC-46 program has had a complicated history with its primary customer, the U.S. Air Force, where a series of deficiencies in the remote vision system, the cameras and displays that guide the boom operator, caused delivery delays and operational restrictions that took years to resolve. By the time Israel procured its KC-46s, the most significant of those technical issues had been addressed through software and hardware updates, meaning Israel is receiving a more mature version of the platform than the U.S. Air Force's earliest deliveries represented. That matters for a customer whose Air Force cannot afford to wait out a lengthy post-delivery deficiency resolution process. With the maiden flight completed and delivery roughly a month away, Gideon is the leading edge of what will eventually be a 6-aircraft tanker fleet that gives the Israeli Air Force a capability it has needed for years and pursued through various interim measures. The operational implications extend in multiple directions: longer-range strike missions, extended combat air patrols, the ability to keep aircraft airborne during complex multi-hour operations without returning to base. Each of those capabilities has direct relevance to the environments in which the IF operates and to the range of contingencies Israeli defense planners are preparing for across a region that has grown considerably more volatile since 2023.